Hi, it's Sandy Parker, and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. Well, today I'm going to make a gift tag to go along with this bowl. I don't know if you can see what it is, but it is a big fish. My girlfriend Becky has had a rough summer. She lost her mother, and I thought it would be fun to just give her a little thinking of you kind of gift. And I have this Hero Arts stamp set that's called Layered Goldfish, and in it says just keep swimming. I really liked that sentiment, so I thought that would be the first thing we would do, is put that sentiment on. And then I'm going to do some stencil layering around it, just so I have a little bit of texture on this. I already put gesso on this. It's just your basic label tag, I guess you call them. I'm using Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink, and I only have about 5 minutes to make this. So if you're like me and you do things last minute, you're going to know exactly what the problem is if this goes awry. I think I'm going to put a little embossing powder on this and get this heat set so that we have a nicer background image. Right now you can't see what I'm doing. I'm just pouring some embossing powder over that. It's clear embossing powder. I like just about any kind of clear embossing powder. I use a lot of Ranger, and I think in here it's called the Very Best embossing powder. I'm not sure if that's the name of it, but I got that from Rubber Decker, and I like it as well. So I'm heating my tool up so that we get a good impression. We don't have to wait forever for it to change colors. So I think the next thing we want to do, I have a few of my stencils out, and I also have some of my little distress inks, the little wee ones. So I thought, I like this one because it looks like water. I have another one that looks like droplets. So I think I'm going to try and color enough of it with my broken china that that the background is mostly this color. And I'm just going to go direct to my image. I know, you're thinking that's stupid. I agree, it is. I'll grab a little painter's tape, and I'm just going to tape it to the back. That way, if it rips when it comes off, no one will be the wiser. I'm going to use my 1-inch chip brush and see if this works. If it doesn't, then we'll just go to plan B, which is going to be ink right to it. I don't like that. I'm going to see if I can just... This is how you get, if you want a lot of ink on your image, here's how you do it. Just so you know. You put your ink, just like I did, onto your stencil, and then you brush from your stencil. You're taking the ink right from the stencil onto your paper. It gives you a lot more ink per mile, in my opinion. See, this side I didn't do as much, so I'm gonna... Some of it might go through, which is, you know, a bonus, but if it doesn't, you're brushing it right on anyway. And it kind of saves you from doing a lot of cleanup too, because you're brushing the ink right onto your image and off of your stencil, if that made enough sense to you. And I'm going to take this stencil off, leaving my background on, and putting this one, let's see, I want it with a littler bubbles near the top, and I'm probably going to have to use my I'm probably going to have to cut out my goldfish and lay it on top, doing the same thing what I did before, where I'm just inking up and then brushing through. As I said, it kind of makes it go faster, and it gives you a darker image, which is what we're looking for. And I might have brush marks going through, you know, underneath. I don't care about that. I mean, this is under the sea after all. It's not supposed to be perfect. You understand that, right? I hope you do. And then I'm going to take a lighter blue. Take Tumbled Glass, again with my brush, I'm going to take some of this darker blue off. And I'm just going to smear everything around. And I don't care that I'm making it look a little bit weird, because I think I'm going to put some white over this. Taking my painter's tape off the back. I'm going to do the edges with my light ink. And a little bit around the bottom, like that, and a little bit around the top. So we have a little bit more of this color in here. Look, it's smearing everything because nothing's dry. That's okay. I can always dry it and go back over the waves with the darker ink again. I kind of like the look of it. It reminds me of, I don't know, kind of the sea but different, maybe. I don't know. Put this down again. Going back to Broken China. That's cool. We're going with it. I'm going to dry that. I'm going to actually flip it over. Get those dots off. They're a little bit too much ink. There we go. So it's not completely dry, but that's okay because we're going to, with our next step, we're going to stamp and cut out my goldfish. Look how clean my hands are already. Beautiful. I think I'm going to use on him just some lighter, it's called Sweet Corn, it's from Gina K. I like this color ink. Now people tell me that they do their layered stamping differently than I do mine. I do my background first, and I've been told that that's not the way you're supposed to do it, but that's how I like to do it, so I'm doing it that way. I hope that's okay with you guys. And then I'm going to use this Tangelo Twist. It's a Stampin' Up color. Well, I'm going to line up my other Fishy. And shut the door. Clearly that's important. I'm going to have to take my nail polish off before I go anywhere too, because it's looking a little bit bad. Okay. Not exactly lined up, but I think he's fine. Then I like to, when I do these kinds of stamps, I like to also play with some of my markers. So let me grab a couple markers so I can put some highlights in, and then we'll be ready. So I've got a red Sharpie, and I just thought I would put in some highlights of red on his tail, just to give him a little bit more dimension. And to kind of cover up the fact that I missed his eye a little bit. And a little bit here at the tip. Oops, not even going the right direction now. Let me get another one that I like that's a little bit brighter red, or darker maybe. This is a marker that my friend Rebecca from Rubber Stamp Tapestry sent me. She said she didn't use them anymore, and she wondered if I wanted them, and I was like, yeah, I love markers. I love anything that's fun and crafty. Everyone knows that. Let's cut this bad boy out, and we'll be ready to roll. quite dry. Let me dry that up again. Actually, I'm going to dab it off with something and then dry it, because I still have some spots here that have a little bit too much blue. Making my waves look more authentic though, because they're moving right along. Taking the backing off, these teeny tiny ones are the worst. Just thought I'd tell you that. Let's see where else I can stick one. Right there. Right on his head. Do a little white gel pen eye. Now we just have to stamp a little teeny tiny dot of white as bubbles above him, because we want him to be a living one, you know. We don't want him to be a drowned fishy. That's way too big. I want a littler one. And I'll just draw those in a little bit. Not like that bottom one, it's way too big. Okay. Okay. There's a little green. I'm going to do a little more. I like that green. Put it up higher. Frisky. I decided to do a little bit of gold for my original intended gold fish. I'll just cut a piece of this very thin satiny ribbon. Okay, first the secret, and then we'll put it together. If you ever are making something like this and you get your back of your note card all messed up, like I just did, here's what I do, because I don't like to fret the little things. And I got a box of like 500 of these, so it's not like I am worried that I'll run out of them. So all I do is I take a spare one and I just lay it on the back. The other thing that this does, besides cleaning up the mess you just made, it makes it so your tag is much, much sturdier. And I'm just making sure that all my edges are really pinched down, because it is a little bit thicker. You know, it's a tag, so it's a little bit thicker. And I just want to make sure the whole thing is attached. Then I'm going to double over my ribbon like that, make a loop, put your loop through your little hole like that. Then you pull your loop and you put your ends through it. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this. It was fast and quick, and it was quick, and I hope my friend Becky really likes it, because, you know, it's just to make her know that I'm thinking of her, and I hope she really likes her bowl, because I'm excited about that. I hope you give this a thumbs up and subscribe. Please tell your friends about me on social media, because you know I love that. And thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.